missing for what?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Starladder America Qualifier. We're here with the winners bracket finals, a best of 3 between Team Dog and Osiris Gaming. I'm Zyori. With me today is Merlini. How are you, buddy?
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you, though? That's
Pretty good.
The question.
Pretty good. Don't have my officer costume anymore.
Yeah, off duty today,
yeah.
Officer.
I am indeed. So the winner of this will proceed to the actual Starladder.
Yes.
So this is a big game.
This format is a little bit different. It is a double elimination, but there isn't a grand final. There's the winner's final and then the loser's final, so you're right. Whoever wins today is secured a slot in the actual qualifier for the Americas, and then the loser will get dropped down to the loser's bracket where they'll have an opportunity to battle their way to the loser's finals.
Yep, and you definitely don't want to lose this game because...
The series.
The
series. Best of 3.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at our draft here. It's already underway. We do have Team Dogged on the Dire side, Osiris on our Radiant. And, well, they first pick a Chen, Nature's Prophet, Ancient Apparition. The first choice is for Osiris.
They really like the AA and the ES. I think those are probably the 2 supports we've seen them run the most. They also like the Naga Siren, but looks like Team Dog has indeed scouted them out and banned the Naga Siren. Ooh, the second pick, Storm. That's early.
Yeah,
that's aggressive.
It sure is. It's aggressive. And also the Bat Rider Enchantress banned out 2 heroes that Team Dog have been running quite a bit. Just before this series, actually, Team Dog was facing off against someone on MLG TV, and they were playing that Bat Rider. So
they really like the Bat Rider.
Yeah, a smart choice.
The Enchantress ban, it's decent, but at the same time, Fog plays a really mean Chen too, and then you can't pick an Enchantress to kind of mess with the Chen. So it's risky, I'd say.
Yeah, that's very true. And the Ember Spirit banned out again. We finally got to see a little bit of Ember Spirit play yesterday, and I think I've come around. I understand why teams are banning him out. He can be a little bit dirty to deal with.
He's
so.
strong.
Yeah, he's strong. That's a good summary.
Nyx banned out after the Storm picks. I think it's very smart. Rasta actually banned out by Osiris, so I guess they're potentially scared of the push. And Team Dog, they have Team Ashu for some reason, but Team Dog, they need a ban out to let Jimmy thrive on that Storm Spirit.
Yeah, and even though Nyx Assassin works pretty well against Nature's Prophet, he also does overtime working against the Storm Spirit. So sort of just a good hero to take off the pool, out of the pool for both sides. So with an Ancient Apparition first picked, I mean, do you think this will just be another AA Earthshaker kind of a combo here? Maybe.
I mean, it's worked for them every single game. I don't see why not. I'm surprised that Team Dog actually hasn't banned it out.
I'm more surprised that Clockwork hasn't been banned out. He's been the big playmaker throughout this tournament, and Guanzo in particular. He was playing a dirty Clockwork the other day when we got to cast.
But it looks like,
last
I mean, Osiris hasn't picked up. They've already picked up a Nature's Prophet, right? Are they going to run Nature's Prophet and Clock? Probably not. And it looks like Team Dog probably. I mean, if they want to take Clock, then they can.
There's the Earthshaker, so they will stick to their guns and run this combo.
I think that Dog should pick Earthshaker. So who is playing for them? Smogolik again? Or is it Mason? I have no idea.
I don't know, but I think it's Smugglig because that was the name that he was going under before. So
next Mason is going to come play under Smugglig.
Yeah,
and then we're just going to be
maybe they're playing with us. We can check when we get in, but I have a feeling the profile is set to private. So well.
Yeah, Clockwork is the very obvious pick here because they need an offlaner. It's very good versus ES. It's very good versus Nature's Prophet, and is pretty good versus AA too. So I'm not exactly sure why they didn't ban it out. They banned out 2 push heroes, but the Clockwork is potentially going to destroy them.
Yeah, and they have 3 heroes so far that can't really do much if you get caught by a Clockwork hook shot. No way to get out of the cogs. Force Staves will be a necessity for Osiris Gaming this game.
Yep,
no doubt about it.
So they need a solo mid as well as a carry. So Osiris Puck is the obvious choice here. I don't actually know if OS plays Puck that much. He does like the DK. DK is not bad here either.
Yeah. Both teams do have a fair bit of potential pushing power with the Chen and the Nature's Prophet, and either side could just pick up two heroes that synergize well with pushing with these last picks.
But the thing is, they're not that scared of the push, right? They have AA ultimate, they have Earthshaker. Both of those are pretty good at defending.
It's true, very true. But they will go with a Spectre for their 4th pick. And
That
Spectre,
hard carry.
They've run some Spectre, right?
Yeah,
see a fair bit, and that was this team.
They ran one Spectre
Yeah.
the other day. He got a little bit behind, and then he got his Radiance, and then the other team just FF'd after that.
Oh, yeah, I remember that game. He was
And
behind,
then
and then all of a sudden they picked up like a triple kill.
The Weaver was like super underfarmed.
Yeah.
And then Team Dog actually used it too. So it might somewhat be a deny pick, because we did see Misery play the Spectre just the other day.
So a pretty decent draft for Osiris. As you mentioned, they have a fair bit of anti-push. They can turtle up pretty well, and they have a pretty good bit of aggression. Potential global strat between Spectre, the AA ult, and then Nature's Prophet. If they opt to tri-lane, which I think they will with an AA and Earthshaker, well, that could be good news for Osiris. Nature's Prophet, always a hero that works well with those tri-lanes, as we've talked about. He's there, even when he's not.
And yeah, Osiris looks like they are just drafting for themselves rather than against their opponents, because they just run these heroes a lot. They want a Radiance carrier as their carry, which is usually Naga, but if Naga's banned out, which it was in the first stage by Team Dog, they will pick Spectre. And the AA and Earthshaker are their go-to supports, and then Nature's Prophet or Clockwork for the off lane.
Yeah.
So it seems like I don't really know how flexible they are, and it seems like this isn't working for them, but at the same time, it is predictable to the other team.
Yeah, very true. And we see Team Dog taking a lot of time with their 4th pick, and they're going to need another support as well as their carry, or their position 1, assuming Storm. It will be their mid-hero, and they'll go ahead and pick up the Dazzle. They did run Dazzle in their last game earlier, right before this started. So a hero that they have been running a fair bit. Kind of curious who they're going to run as their position 1, though. Could this be a potential Starladder pick for Team Dog?
It could. It's decent. I think they can. It's pretty difficult to offensive try into that unless Chen is able to run into the jungle. But with Osiris' lineup, they probably shouldn't let him run into the jungle. So, if they want to do safe lane try, Starladder, they're gonna have like a lot of pressure on them to kill in like the 8 to 15-minute mark right before Spectre farms his Radiance and Relic if they want to trade safe lane. So if they pick Starladder, that's going to be something that they're going to have to worry about, because Starladder cannot beat out a Spectre in the late game.
Right. Oh, that's definitely true. And they'll go ahead and ban out the anti-mage, so Osiris looking to have a hard carry edge here. Although there's still a number of them available. And there you go, Team Dog banning out the Zeus. They just had a little bit of struggle against a Zeus pick, so
Hero owns,
something
man.
they don't want to tango with. Interesting to see him making a little bit of a resurgence, though.
Yeah, it would have been a triple global, quad global strat, actually, with NP, AA, Spectre, and Invoker. But, there's a Starladder. And now they have the Invoker, too, so Invoker for another global, although it might be Quaswell X. But I think that if he goes Quaswell X, I think Quaswell X here is better than Exort. Even though Exort gives him the global presence, Quaswell X gives him more teamfight control, which they need.
Yeah, definitely. And with the Tornado, you can set up for that Earthshaker to get into a better position. You can make for a pretty easy AA ultimate. So I agree. I think Quaswell X will give them the setup and control they need to have a presence in the mid-game.
Misery's Starladder wasn't terribly impressive the other day either. That was a game they should have lost, but they actually ended up winning. The other team pushed into the base, and they just kept feeding after that. They TP to the T1 and just came in one by one. So
that was the game. Starladder went fast Vanguard, right?
Yeah, he went fast Vanguard into Blink, into Treads, and a BKB. But he pretty much didn't do that much for the first 20 minutes of the game, and then it was due to other mistakes, the mistakes of the other team rather than their own team's good play that led to their victory. So I'm a little bit scared for them this game. I'm not exactly sure if Osiris is going to make as many mistakes as their former opponent.
Yeah, that's very true, as we are in the winner's bracket finals here. Best of 3 is now underway, folks. The only matchup we have for today on the docket. You're certainly right about Misery. He's been sort of a hit or miss in the position 1 role. We've seen him make a couple of questionable, ultra-risky farming decisions, as in...
in the Luna game, he got picked off a fair amount. I think that Pyke has a much safer carry player, and Misery is just better at support than he is at carry, though. He is a really good support player.
So we'll see how it works out for him. We'll introduce these rosters here. It appears Doge, a.k.a. we believe is Smuggling on the Clockwork, who will be in the bottom lane. Demon, solo mid on the Storm Spirit. Then up top, it will be Fogged in the Jungle playing on Chen, Pycat supporting on Dazzle, and of course Misery here in the position 1 Starladder.
This Earthshaker hood. There's this cosmetic that he has that it's like this log on his back. It's literally a log, and it is probably one of the ugliest cosmetics I've seen.
Oh, I do like that headpiece. It reminds me of the Shaco from Dota or from Diablo 2.
+2 to all skills, man.
So on our Radiant side, we've got Team Osiris. Willa is going to be supporting on the Ancient Apparition down bottom. Classic will be on the Earthshaker down bottom as well. Pat Soul, the position 1 hard carry Spectre, joining the tri-lane. Invoker will be solo mid, currently tagged up as Hello! Not sure who that one is there.
Osiris.
Oh, that's Osiris himself? Oh, I get it. All the O's, Osiris. Oh, that's clever. Guanzo in the solo hard lane here on the Nature's Prophet.
And we see Clockwork block some creeps over here, but now he is in experienced range, trying to zone people out with the cogs, but has not been able to burn any of Pat Soul's mana yet. Pat Soul actually went for the level 1 Spectral Dagger, which is... I still haven't seen an interaction in between Cog and Spectral Dagger. Before, you used to be able to just walk right out of Cogs with Spectral Dagger, but someone told me that's changed, so I'll be looking to see if that is indeed the case.
Yeah.
Dude, there's these ninja nerfs, dude. I was playing Silencer yesterday, and Visage Birds don't get hit by the orb anymore.
Really?
The pure damage. Yeah, I'm like, what the heck?
Oh,
like,
my
I remember
God.
Arcane Orb used to just destroy it. Oh, it looks like Doge might die here on bottom. Nope. Yeah, but, like, what is it with all these ninja buffs to, like, heroes that are already really good? Like, Clockwork, like, the cogs keep getting buffed, and Visage Birds are, like, practically immune to everything now.
So that's what that little patch was last night that I didn't read the notes
I don't
for.
know.
Just more ninja nerfs or buffs to the Visage Birds? That is...
I don't even know if that was just yesterday. I hadn't played it
to
sometime. It
notice.
could have been like a week ago, but pure damage definitely used to own those birds before.
Wow.
I think they're just like magic immune now.
I need to start playing Visage. You're making a good case for him here.
I mean, why is he not immune to pure damage? Or why? Yeah, why is he immune to pure damage now?
That's
What the heck?
That's a good question. Ice Frog, please send him an email.
Please, please nerf.
So look at this demon opening build here. He has 3 pooled tangos with him. Interesting.
He didn't need any of them.
And he hasn't used
He
any of
went
them.
boots first.
And he'll send his bottle back.
Who goes boots first?
To waste one of the
Oh,
tangos.
okay. He has boots and bottle.
Yeah.
Okay, I was about to say like boots before.
He just had too many
bottle is-
tangos clogging up his inventory, so he couldn't get the bottle. Oh boy, it looks like Invoker is going Quas Exort though, which is interesting. He's got Sunstrike and Cold Snap already, so going that more traditional.
There are some
global
players
build.
that are just much better at Quas Exort because it's a more familiar build to them, and I think OS might be one of them. I don't necessarily think that one build is stronger than the other in terms of just speaking in a vacuum, but in this particular game, I think that to counter the aggression from the Team Dog, I think Quaswex might be better. It depends on what Chen and Dazzle want to do. Do they want to stack up? Do they want to play aggressively like this and gank? We see a smoke behind the tower. Fogged is wrapped around behind. He has about 15 seconds left on his smoke. Plenty of time. This wave is going to push in the tower. Pycat is pushing out the wave. I think he senses that something is up. He is about to die.
Oh, Guanzo, he'll figure it out a little bit too late. In comes the Hellbear Smasher. Does connect to the Thunderclap. He'll move into the trees, looking to Fog. Will try to pour it out, but they're going to find him. That's the first blood. Pycat's the one to pick it up on the Dazzle.
Nice smoke by Fog. Fog has just been doing really well on these junglers here. We see a smoke from Classic. Is he going to be able to gank Demon?
Oh, Demon is pressing rather far forward. Only level 4 right now. Cold Snap, Sunstrike. That's an easy kill as Guanzo ports in from the grave. That makes it 1 for 1. Invoker the one to walk away with the last hit.
Yeah, and they're not going to be able to push this tower on top, too. This wave is almost dead. And there's the glyph being used, even though the tower wasn't actually tanking any damage. But, yeah, there's too many creeps now. They don't have anything to tank. Chen's creep is dead. Misery and Dog are trying to tank behind the tower.
This is a little bit risky.
This is
here.
super risky.
And we'll see both
I
Guanzo
mean,
and Classic on their way in.
he uses Holy Persuasion on a creep. That's how badly he wanted to on a regular
Fog
treant.
is potentially in some trouble here. Fisher could block him in. He's going to get stuck. He's only level
They
3
need a
right now.
TP.
Doesn't have a creep nearby. In comes Misery. Guanzo could get turned around on. Where's the support coming in? The Shadow Wave does a lot of damage. Dog takes a lot of damage, and Fogged will fall. So will.
Oh, let's see the
Nature's
Treant
Prophet.
block. Oh, the big plays, the big plays.
Oh,
What
wow.
a play by Guanzo there with that Treant block. That was sick nasty.
It certainly was a 1-for-2 exchange.
Yeah,
They
that was
traded
just like
Nature's Prophet.
you could see that thing just about to go terrible. I don't. They were like all in for that tower, but like they could have just they baited out the glyph. They're like, okay, well, why don't we just get another creep and wait for another good opportunity? But they were really gung ho about getting that tower, and I think they They should not have been.
Especially against an Earthshaker. If they were other
Yeah.
supports, but Earthshaker's like the one hero that can completely punish you for that.
That was without a TP in, too. Like, if OS TP'd in, that would probably have been Starladder's death, too. Spectre's almost level 6, so if they try that again, they are going to get demolished.
Yeah, Spectre is farming
They're just smoking.
reasonably well, and
Over
here it
here.
is. Yep. Fogged and Pycat, they are smoked up. He's got yet another creep, a Dark Troll Summoner this time.
He does not have a Cold Snap, though, so he is potentially in some danger. But at the same time, he is just farming jungle with Force Spears. And this is the nice thing about Quali's Exort Invoker. You can farm the jungle safely when you think you're in danger.
And one of the nice things about the Radiant side as well, you've got this cute little camp right here, and probably part of the reason we saw our Dire team, Team Dog, banning out the Naga Siren, as she works even better on the Radiant side.
The smoke's about to pop. They know that they're here. They know that they were smoked, too.
Oh, they rotate in. Guanzo.
They waited just a little bit too long. Had they been able to traverse up this hill, I think they would have gotten up a kill. I don't actually know. Guanzo is not that easy to kill. He has 644 HP. He had a double summon of Treants, and he has boots. So I'm not sure if those two supports alone could have killed him. So it's probably for the best that their smoke popped early.
Yeah. Double damage rune spawns bottom.
Ooh, this is scary. A hasted DD storm. They had better get out of dodge.
Yeah, you're right. And it looks like he does have his sights set on the bottom lane. Pat Soul, you could be in some trouble, buddy. Doge is almost level 6, close to that hook shot mark. And we see both Willows and Pat Soul just on the complete defensive. They move to the trees behind the tower, but the Rocket scouts it out. Demon feeling frisky. He will hop forward.
Oh, I think they see him.
They do?
Do they see him?
Well, I think so.
Yeah, they see him. F3, I think.
No, F3 is
F3,
the dire vision. Yeah, they don't see him.
Oh, mine's F. Yeah, F3 is Dire. No, Dire sees him.
Yeah. Oh, okay, here we go. So, Demon pops in, and he's trying to finish off Willez. Will be able to finish him off. Now the help is here. Doge dives the tower as well. Classic in big trouble. Takes the Electric Vortex. Cogs to boot, and he will get taken down. Meanwhile, Dazzle gets picked off on the side, and will actually get finished off by a Sunstrike.
I don't know if that's worth it for them. They got 2 kills, but Spectre ended up getting a kill, and they're pushing mid very, very hard because Demon was missing for about a minute.
Yeah. The Glyph comes out. It was actually Invoker that picked up that kill, not the Spectre, so could have been a little bit better for Osiris, but yeah, a break even at best, I think. And all that damage on the mid tower will cost them. Misery coming in now. Amplified damage comes out on the Invoker. And this engage will settle down. Misery, though, doing the build that Merlini doesn't approve of. The fast Vanguard.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, jeez. It's okay, this game, I think, because they're going for, like, heavy aggression early. But, I mean, the Blink is just so good, man. It's so good.
Well, he'll be pulling up that gold. Probably will go Blink before Power Treads. He's got about 900 in the bank, so not too far off.
He's farming much better than he was the previous game.
Yeah, number 2 on the chart, actually just barely behind that of Invoker, who's topping the net worth chart right now. So he's kind of been in free farm heaven somehow or another. He's managed to move ahead 1,000 on net worth over the Spectre. So a pretty big disparity across these carries, which is great news for Team Dog.
Great news indeed. I think this is kind of what you expect, though. Spectre's early game is a little bit lacking, especially since he had to just hide from 6 to 7 minutes because of that hasted double damage Storm Spear. That is super scary.
Yeah, it really is. Actually, Starladder's CS is just darn impressive right now. He's 46 and 5.
We might see a gank. Demon has a rune in mid, and he's already amped up. This is a pretty good time to go. Looks like Earthshaker is there to counter initiate, though.
Yep. And the Remnant won't do too much.
They know they don't have vision up the hill, though. I mean, aside from the Amplify, but they have a Sentry Ward over here, too. So they know that if they go up, they're not going to be able to see Classic. Oh, we see Clockwork, too. I'm pretty sure they... No, actually, Raiden doesn't have a ward on bottom. He doesn't have a Force F, so if he gets caught out, he is dead. I don't think Classic can save him from that. Yeah,
they want to set this up, but right now Osiris are just in too good of a position. They're not going to
find the opening they were looking for.
Oh, Guanzo, you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, buddy. Sunstrike comes out. It does connect on Demon, and in comes the hook shot as well. That's enough to finish off the Nature's Prophet. Demon scoots out and will survive for now. Fogged, Hand of God. Earthshaker is in big trouble. He gets stuck next to the Clockwork. He will fall. Ancient Apparition also gets picked off in the fray, and now Patsoul has joined the battle. Poured out, and...
That was a buyback from Guanzo, and he hasn't been able to do anything with it. He doesn't have TP up. He TP'd in, like, right here. I don't know what exactly he was doing. Maybe he was just trying to kill the Shadow Priest, but that, I mean, at least port uphill, like, over here. But they were just completely ready for that. I thought he was going to cancel. I thought it was a fake TP.
Yeah, they just jumped right on top of him, as they well should have. Now Clockwork is picking up some momentum. He's 3-0-0. And Starladder is 2-0-1. Two KDAs that are really good news for Team Dog. Once Clockwork gets a little bit of momentum, we've seen throughout this tournament that he can get out of control. He has a chainmail already and might be going for that early blade mail once again. Invisibility rune at the 10-minute mark will be scouted by our dire side. Team Dog have been all about this rune control. I think Demon may have gotten every single rune so far.
Yeah, Osiris needs to send his 4 spirits to the rune because, like, Storm Spirit with rune is just dirty. If you can control him from getting runes, you can control a lot of his aggression. He hasn't even gotten a regen rune yet, the best rune for Storm.
Yeah, very true. But won't complain with a haste or a double damage, that's for sure. Starladder not going the fastest blink possible, does go ahead and finish up the power treads and is now pulling up that gold with another 800 in the bank. And, oh, Clockwork. He'll secure a kill on the Ancient Apparition. I was a little bit late to the party, but looks like a pretty classic Clockwork solo kill, hookshot in, Cogs, battery assault. Not much
they
a lowly
needed
AA
they needed to ban at the Clockwork. The Clockwork's just wrecking those supports right now.
Yeah.
We have level 6 on AA, but not level 6 on Earthshaker, and he's just sitting behind defending Invoker. Invoker is level 9 at this point, though, so finally he will get his level 2. Oh, he actually didn't go to 404 build. He has 5 in Exort, so he still needs 1 more level until he gets double Force Spirit. That is very unusual.
Interesting.
I think it might have been a misskill, to be honest.
That's very atypical. I can't think of a reason why you would want to do it this way.
If you can kill someone with the Sunstrike that 4 Exort wouldn't have, maybe that's it, because then you would get level 10 really fast, but that's the... How often does that happen?
I mean, yeah, that's a very specific scenario.
Yeah.
Invoker did go for a fast hand of Midas, though, and now has a Staff of Wizardry, so undoubtedly, I think, will be the 4th staff coming out next. Pretty classic Exort Invoker build. And we see Clockwork near the secret shop, just waiting for someone to walk by, perhaps. But meanwhile, Demon, invisible right now, is in between the tier 1 and the tier 2 in the mid lane. We'll go ahead and initiate onto Classic. Remnant zipping around, and he will maybe secure this kill. No, the Sunstrike comes out, forces him back, and now Demon, he's out of mana, he's overcommitted, and they will converge on him. Wow, all 5 of Osiris in the mid lane.
Classic Demon.
Classic Demon. Well, maybe it was all just a ploy to create some space, because look at Roshan, dangerously low. And actually, that space may have been well created.
Yeah, it was pretty good. They're smoked. I think they know that they're doing Roshan, but without AA ultimate, they can't contest.
So I would be happy to trade my Storm for a 12-minute Rosh.
I think he could have gotten away without dying though. He just like zips in and then zips out. He doesn't need a pull Remnant.
That's true.
If he thinks he can get a kill on Earthshaker, then why not?
Yeah, you got to go man mode. He wouldn't be Demon if he didn't. So, Aegis does go the way of Starladder. That will help him out working towards that Blink Dagger, which he is now about halfway towards. Fogged is now level 8 on Chen. He's had quite a bit of time in the jungle to farm up. He's picked up Arcane Boots and now working towards a mech with that early headdress. And, well, there's the 4-step out on the Invoker. Dazzle went for an early Urn.
Now the push starts. And now Osiris is in a lot of trouble because they don't really have any big items. Spectre doesn't have anywhere close to Relic because he just bought his drums. We see Nature's Prophet with a Hand of Midas. We see Invoker with a Hand of Midas, but neither of these have any other items.
And already a sizable golden experience lead for Team Dog. About 4,000 gold, 3,000 experience. They will group up at this bottom lane, pressure the tier 1 tower bottom, and it will fall. They did sacrifice their tier 1 tower mid as well, though it was denied before Roshan. So total tower count is 1-to-1. Though the gold edge still in favor of Team Dog in terms of tower gold.
And I don't really see them contesting the T2. Maybe if they had Quas Wex, they could delay it. But at the same time, Starladder's going to have Blink in just 200 gold. And this is really scary. Oh, there we see a double TP with smoke. And looks like Patsoul is in a lot of danger here. There is... Oh, he's sending the Treants to scout, but they don't see him. He is so dead here.
Spectre, you're in trouble. Slithering Crush. No, the Slithering Crush is actually off the mark. He starts with the Amplify, which I think I'd have to label as a mistake. Spectre does ultimate out of the trees and will actually take this illusion.
Oh, why didn't he go on bottom? If he went to bottom, I think he would have been safe.
That must have been a misclick. I mean, why would he have haunted... He was safe in the trees and then haunted to get himself out of the trees.
Storm would have zipped on him, though.
Yeah.
So he needed to go down to Fog on bottom, but I guess he didn't know.
Oh, down bottom. Fogged almost doing some work onto Willez. Does not connect with the War Stomp, and now Fogged almost in some trouble. Scratch that. Definitely in some trouble. Sunstrike off the mark, but the Cold Snap doing some serious work here. Fogged will turn back around. And that will be a free kill on the Chen, trying to rat down that bottom tier 2 tower. But as always, Merlini, space created, and that top tier 1 tower did fall. And they will continue pressing forward into the tier 2.
Yep, their lineup seems slightly too greedy, but They need ES and AA to delay as long as possible. Looks like Classic is just getting dove by Misery, though.
Yeah, Misery is going ham right now. Not a care in the world.
He has Blink, too. That is very good farm for him. Vanguard treads and Blink in 15 minutes time on the Starladder.
And still an Aegis, so he can afford to be hyper-aggressive. Part of the problem for Osiris right now is they went double Midas, one on the Invoker and one on the Nature's Prophet, and they're still in that window of time where that Hand of Midas investment hasn't really kicked in. Look at Nature's Prophet's inventory. He's still working on power treads. All of his gold has gone towards that Midas, and it's really crippling their ability to deal with this pressure coming out from Team Dog and take
I think
team
like
fights.
one single item though, like let's say they had a mech, let's say they had a Necro, I don't really think it'd make that big of a difference. Like if a Starladder and a Storm jump on you, you're still gonna die. If a Clockwork jumps on one of the supports, they're probably still gonna die too. So they have to play like this though because they have a Spectre. Spectre's strength is not the 10 to 20 minute frame of the game. It's like 30 plus. So they gotta wait until then. They gotta minimize their casualties, and they've been doing a decent job of minimizing the damage that Team Dog has done.
Yeah, 6 to 9 isn't too bad. Handing over that Roche, I would say, was one of the more.
I think Spectre dying was the biggest thing.
Yeah.
So he is just gonna keep getting picked off.
Pat Soul, oh, you're in trouble, Spectre. That will be another kill onto the hard carry of Osiris. And every time they pick off that Spectre, things are looking worse and worse for our Radiant team.
Yeah, the Blink Starladder threat is way too much, and combine that with the Storm Jump, they can kill anybody on their team with relative ease.
Oh, Misery will fall. Aegis gets procced as they continue to pressure this tower, but he'll come back up with full health, full mana, and he blinks forward, connects with the Slitherine Crush. In comes the hook shot from Clockwork. This is a big initiation from Team Dog. They finish off the dominating streak of Invoker to begin this fight. The rest of the Radiant side on the back foot, that will secure the top tier 2 tower kill. And Team Dog just asserting their domination. They trade an Aegis for a kill on Invoker, Spectre, and a tier 2 tower.
Yeah, Osiris's
And a tier 1 tower.
passive greedy strat is just not paying off because Team Dog is able to execute. They're able to take down Roshan, they're able to get ganks, and they're able to push. They're doing all three of the things that you need to do in order to end the game early, or at least corner your opponents into their base and just make them play like scared kitty cats.
AA actually just picked off Demon with his ultimate, so that's
pretty big.
That's nice. I mean, that's
nice.
a step in the right direction. Not the biggest deal. He spent most of his gold before he died, I think, because he has his Orchid complete in the bank.
What are they going to do versus Starter with BKB? That's what I want to know.
That's a good question.
If Spectre had even farm, I'd say that Spectre can kill the supports faster than Starter can kill the supports. But as it stands right now, Spectre's net worth is very low. He is number 7. He's behind the Chen.
Yeah, that's never a good sign.
Yeah, I don't think AA and ES aren't the best supports with them. In theory, it sounds okay because they can delay the game potentially with Fissures and Ice Blast, but they need space creators. Invoker with a Midas is not creating space. Nature's Prophet with the Midas is not creating space, and neither of those two supports.
Well, and that's where the Quaswax Invoker comes in right here. He will go ahead and grab Yules following this Force Staff, but with Quaswax, you can actually create that space, and with Exort, yeah, you can do some damage. Yes, you have that Sunstrike, but with this strategy, I don't know that it's a worthy trade-off to go for the Exort.
I would agree. Like, if you Cold Feet into a Tornado, into Cold Snap, they are, like, so dead.
Yeah, the synergy between Cold Feet with that setup as well. That's a good point.
But they, yeah. And then you can, like, Fissure into, or Tornado into a Fissure or something like that. Like, that would be a pretty good setup for them. And then, like, Cold Snap with a Haunted Spectre chasing you, too. Yeah. These all would lead to potential kill scenarios that these Force Speeders, what have they really done this game? They haven't even been able to push any towers down besides the T1 and mid.
Yeah,
so,
which was denied.
Yeah, which was denied. So the 10,000 gold lead is huge. Classic is about to get picked up on bottom.
Oh, Classic. Starladder, he wants to dive it. Blinks forward. Slitherine Crush. Amplify damage. A couple of right clicks, but whoa, a solo Echo Slam. Hookshot comes in. The Sunstrike was on the mark with the onto the
Classic, he's like stuck.
Oh no, yeah, he's just gonna get poked further into the corner. They will get a recovery kill onto the Clockwork. Nature's Prophet, a nice 675 gold bounty for ending the mega kill streak. So actually a good exchange for Osiris right there. Even Patsol got in on the action and will now be level 11. So
yeah, this is the thing about Misery. Like, he's sprinting past his teammates. He's blinking like right next to their T3, and his teammates can't catch up to him. And he just puts his team in a somewhat compromising situation. Is Clockwork going to not hook in and let Starladder die, or is Clockwork going to hook in and die himself?
Right.
This is the worst. This is the better of the two scenarios, but it's still not a good scenario to be in.
Yeah, especially given that you were the initiator. Yeah. A fair point, my friend. Clockwork now 5-1-2, and Starladder is still 3-0-4. So even though Misery has been maybe a little bit hyper-aggressive, he has had very little pressure coming his way. He's now got 3,000 gold in the bank. Rather curious to see where he's going to go next. I have to imagine it's going to be BKB. But
like BKB, ES, and AA, they can't do anything versus you.
A fair point. Fair point. Dazzle actually with a point booster. Looks like Pycat may be going for an Ags. Interesting. Interesting choice on the Dazzle. I do like the Ags upgrade on Weave, but Ags first is not... Well, he did go Earn first, I suppose, but...
Well, Chen has a mech, so what would you suggest otherwise?
Yeah, that's a good point. I guess the Ags is worthwhile on Dazzle. You need something to up that HP buffer a little bit, so Ags does achieve that. And, it really does make Weave that much more effective, so...
Yeah,
It makes not a fan?
No, I think it's good. It's fine here. If they already have a mech and they're this far ahead, why not? Because if it gets late game, you're gonna want that Ags upgrade as opposed to, let's say, like 5 bracers.
Yeah,
or something like
they
that.
don't have a Drum of Endurance though, and if he needed an HP
drums
buffer
is
item,
damage.
he could have gotten drums and then moved to something that's a little bit bigger of a build-up, like a sheep stick or even a Yule's wouldn't be too bad on Dazzle.
Yeah, I would like the drum on Starladder instead of that Vanguard.
Yeah,
That would be I would like that a lot more, but
yeah.
he's not even hasted with.
Are you one? Is it fair to say that you should have at least one drum on your team pretty much every game?
I think so.
Is that
if you have physical damage dealers,
Right.
which is usually the case, like 95% of the time, then yes.
Yeah,
If you have 5 magic, then I mean maybe because you still get the move speed.
yeah.
I don't know. I like drums a lot. Like I always try and get at least one in my games. Same with Vlad's too. Vlad's is just incredible.
Yeah.
5 armor is so good.
I feel exactly the same about Vlad's. I think a pretty highly underrated item just because people don't get it, and it seems like...
Well, I think it's
Such a-
because people are like, well, I have range heroes. Who's going to make use of the lifesteal? Like if they have a range hero like Gyrocopter, like,
Yeah.
well, it's useless. But that's not true. The 5 armor is still really, really good.
And the damage buff is still big.
And the damage buff, yeah.
Yeah, the damage buff applies to range. Yeah, people get too hung up on the lifesteal
Dire's
aspect, that's
top
for
tower
sure.
is under
Certainly it is
attack.
better if you have melee characters. If you have a
Radiant's
lifesteal or a
middle tower is
Starladder,
under
you get a better
attack.
bang for your buck, but it's still a really cost-effective item because it's aura-based.
Yeah. I would agree, especially if you 5-man a lot.
Mhm.
I mean, mech is definitely better, I'd say, especially in the early game. But Vlad's also scales,
Yeah.
right, as the game goes on, because
Yeah.
you get more deeps.
Yeah. Well, down bottom, we see Storm Spirit in a very aggressive position here. Demon looking for an opening. He wants to make some demon plays. He does have some support
Spectre actually has a
coming
lot of gold. He has 1,900 gold.
in. Yeah.
Oh, he's dead.
But, oh, there's the Orchid as well. Patzel in big trouble. Hook shot from long range. They will finish off the Spectre before support gets there. AA Ultimate comes in, connects with Doge, but he does have the Blade Mail up and returns a little bit of the damage.
Oh!
For Classic.
Did you?
They force staffed him, and then he Echo
Wow.
Slammed nothing. Wow, the heads up play right there. Nice Shallow Grave comes out onto the Clockwork. Out comes the Weave as well. Clockwork is destined to fall, but they minimize their losses, make it a 1-for-2. That was a clutch force staff. I don't. Do you think that was intentional or just one of those like they pushed him and it was?
No,
just
he echoed after it. It made him miss the echo.
Yeah,
Or did it? I don't know. He might have like cast it as he was sliding. I don't actually know what happened there.
but
it was
all I know is he got force stabbed and he missed the echo, and that was
Yeah.
pretty epic.
that.
Radiant's
It
bottom
would have been
tower
pretty
is
big.
under
I think they would have
attack.
killed Storm.
My question was, whose force staff was it?
I
Because
think it was.
there's no
Nature's
force
Pro- it was
staff on the
Nature's Prophet.
Dire, so it was
Nature's
a,
Prophet.
Structures
yeah,
are
it was a friendly
fortified.
force staff.
Radiant's bottom tower
Wow.
is under attack.
Interesting.
Not the end of the world though. Now that Dire has taken down that T2 tower, they're going straight for Roshan, and then once that happens, they need to make a push for the T3. Once Spectre gets Radiance, it's not like the game is going to end from there, but the game just gets a little bit more difficult for them just because everyone's going to be taking so much damage, and their supports aren't farmed to the point where they can just shrug it off.
Yeah. Yeah, let's see. Where is this? Since Spectre died, that will slow him down even more. Only 1,900. It's still a long ways coming before he gets that Radiance. They're going to have a big window here to punish. I mean, even if he gets the Relic, I think they just have such a huge edge with their... I mean, just look at the itemization. They've got 4 stabs. They've got a Yules. There are no big items on the Radiant side. You look at the Dire. They've got a BKB on Starladder. Now they've got the Blade Mail.
The
Clockwork.
Orchid.
Yeah, working towards an Ags, the Orchid. Now a Necro Book on Shen. Even just the mech versus no mech difference. Radiance on Spectre isn't going to help their team fight presence enough that I think it will negate all the item progression on Team Dog. But you're right. There is some hope that they can recover here. Oh, Doge does connect with a short-range hookshot. Those cogs! Wow, Invoker gets caught inside. He does force staff out. Yules into that Wombo combo. Out comes the AA ulti, and that's enough to finish off the Clockwork. Now Pycat in some trouble as well. Misery will now join the fray. Amp damage out on the Invoker. He's got his sights set. Will get caught inside of a Sprout as well as a Fissure. Blinks forward, Slitherine Crush will catch the Invoker, and Osiris will bite the bullet. Now Classic trying to pour it out. Demon zips in, and they finish off the Earthshaker as well. It ends as a 2 for 2, but a messy engage for Team Dog.
Do you see that Cogs? That Cogs like hit him twice as he was force staffing out.
Yeah,
that was... He tried to force down the cliff.
That was kind of a... Like, the way the fissure was and the Cogs on top of it, it seemed like Invoker shouldn't have gotten caught inside of those Cogs. He kind of, like, scooted. He almost force-staffed into the Cogs and then got hit twice force-staffing out.
This was ridiculous.
Those were some value Cogs.
That was still a good engage for Osiris, though. The Spectre
down Demon. Down bottom, Demon zips forward. Pardon me. He does connect with Guanzo, and they secure another kill. So.
Yeah, I must say, Nature's Prophet has not having that big of an impact this game at all.
Give Guanzo back his clockwork.
I can see what they're going for. It's just not the right lineup. Not against Team Dog. They drafted a very aggressive lineup, anti-split push with Clock and the Blink Starladder and the Jumping Storm, and they have not been under split push pressure at all. Dog might get caught out here.
Oh, the fissure will interrupt him, and Shen uses the mech, but it won't be enough to stay alive. Patsol picks up that kill, and all of a sudden, one step closer to that Radiance now with 2.8k in the bank. But space created, and the Dire will be able to take out this tier 2 tower mid.
They still have 4 minutes with the Aegis. The Aegis is up on Storm Spirit too, so I do not think Osiris is going to defend this T2 at all. This T2 does not really matter to them.
Yep, a couple of Wild Wing Rippers here, as well as the Centaur Conqueror still joining the fight, even though Fogged is in the well. And it was Sunstrike.
Almost got that Wild Wing Ripper.
Demon with an invisibility rune on right now, looking for an opening. If they can grab another kill on Patsol before he grabs the relic, that would be absolutely huge.
AO coming out.
And also Misery, he hasn't gone ham with that BKB. Actually still has the 10-second BKB.
He's getting destroyed. He got daggered, he got AA ultimate, and he got attacked by the Forge Spirit.
Yeah, but
and Nature's Prophet ultimate.
I like the choice not to just burn the BKB just because, though, keeping it at 10. Guanzo will now have an Orchid up, so some item progression.
That's really good versus Storm.
Yeah. And we'll see.
Storm has 4,600 gold. Spend that bad boy.
Wow, you're right.
He had
pretty
BKB.
Close to that sheep stick or
goodness.
BKB if that's where he wants to go.
Yeah, either is good. I think BKB is better if they want to push into the base because they can just double BKB initiate with Starladder and Storm, and there's like 2 heroes dead right there.
2 10-second BKBs as well as an Aegis pushing into the high ground. That's going to be.
That's a recipe for
Osiris.
success.
Yeah, exactly. That's an artistic way to put it. And the Ag Scepters are getting close. Dazzle is actually very close to his Ags, about 500 off the last piece.
Yes, as close to his Blink.
Yeah, oh yeah, you're right. About 500 gold or so. And Clockwork, well, he's pretty close to his Ags as well, only about 500 off the mark also. So perhaps Team Dog will just sit back and farm for the next couple minutes here. Look at their ward coverage right here, Merlini. They've got some aggressive wards down all 3 lanes right outside the base. You know what they want to do, and that is knock on the front door of the Radiant.
Yeah, they only have 2 minutes left on the Aegis, though. I'm not actually sure if they're going to be able to capitalize on that. Storm Spirit did get AA ulted in mid, as well as come under some harass from the... Wow, he almost died. Look at his HP. 1,700 HP. That's without any heroes being there.
Wow. Yeah, you're right. That is pretty impressive. The problem right now is Osiris just have absolutely no map control. Hit that F2 and look at their vision. They have no wards down. They're turtled up in their base. They just have no control. Nature's Prophet is the only one that can leave the base to farm just because he has teleport, and that's still a risky proposition. So I feel like Team Dog are okay with this, even though if the Aegis made despawn, and that's a little bit of a wasted opportunity. They just have this huge farming edge right now, and the graph is jumping in their favor as they clear out both jungles.
But Radiant is close to a lot of big items. They almost have Scepter. They're just 850 a gold away from Scepter on AA. They are just 400 gold away from a Blink on ES, and he is 300 gold away from a Relic. So if they lose a fight right now, they'll probably lose the game. But if they can delay like another 5 to 10 minutes, they'll be in decent shape. Not good shape, but like decent enough to kind of repel a push.
Where's that Sunstrike? I heard it, but I didn't see it.
Right here.
Thank you.
I thank you.
Dire's bottom tower
They need some
is
fissure
under
blocks.
attack.
Yeah.
Or big AA ultimates. AA's ult is up in 15 seconds, but this is the time. They have the 45 seconds left on the Aegis, so if they don't push this wave, they're going to be in a pretty precarious position. Storm Spirit did buy an item. Oh.
Misery hops forward, gets caught by the fissure as he jumps in. There's the first BKB used. Demon takes a lot of damage. Aegis procced, and he will secure a kill onto the Earthshaker to start off this fight. Though Misery taking a lot of return damage, gets a shallow grave. Demon in big trouble. He takes an Orchid to the face as he respawns, and Spectre secures that kill. He's going to have a relic after this fight if he doesn't die. And this is turning into a disaster for Team Dog. Dog will actually fall, And oh boy, Chen, the mech and Hand of God were already used, so not too bad, but this is looking good for Osiris. They make a hold. Earthshaker actually did buy back as well, so they have 5 lives still on the field. Oh, Pat Soul, he overcommits. Misery pops forward, will use a Slithering Crush. They secure the kill, take some return damage, but the Shallow Grave will keep him alive, at least for now. Guanzo stands his ground and finishes him off. Now Clockwork, the target of choice. He's low, pumps the Blade Mail, but it doesn't matter. He gets picked, and oh boy.
Bycat might die too.
No. Oh, Shallow Grave buys himself some time, but what's the end game here? He's got no port, nowhere to go. Maybe he's going to try and finish off Guanzo, but it won't be enough. What a disaster for Team Dog, Merlini. This could end up being a game of throws here, as those big items are now going to start to come about. Relic is up on the Spectre.
Yeah, I think Demon, he had the right idea. He's like, okay, I'm going to go in, burn the Aegis, I'll use a lot of spells, and then I'll have a second life, and then I'll live. But he didn't account for the Orchid on Storm, on Nature's Prophet, and then he immediately died afterwards. Had he had a BKB right there, he would have lived. But instead, he was saving up his gold. Now he's going for he has a completed sheep stick, but that's post-push.
Yeah, now things are starting to look a little bit more scary. Still a 12,000 gold lead, but look at that experience graph. That perhaps is a bit more telling. Only 2,500 in the Dyer's favor. And now that these big items are online, I don't know. I mean, is the sheep stick the right choice here, or is the BKB almost a necessity?
I think they already have enough map control. They don't need more map control because the threat of the Star Blink, the threat of the Clockwork Hookshot, and the threat of the Storm Spirit Jump are still there. So they can't just like farm out alone all the time. And I don't really think, like, if they had BKBs, yeah, then maybe. But Spectre's already really easy to kill as is, so they don't need to jump from the sheep. I think just BKB would be so much better because they don't have anything versus BKB. They have some right click from Invoker and his 4 spirits.
Misery, what are you doing? You are solo right now. You need to be a little bit careful.
He has BKB. He's good.
Throws out the Orchid. He's got BKB. He just ran into 3 by himself. That's a.
You look at his HP though. 2,500 HP. How are they going to kill him?
He's got a Reaver.
Like if he gets echoed and fissured and enchanted and like AA comboed as well as Cold Snap, he might still live from that. He can just BKB through it. So he has a huge buffer to live.
Well, it wasn't all bad for Team Dog, though, in that fight. Although the Earthshaker buyback was worth it, it did severely delay his blink. He was just about on the money, and now he's back down to 1,300.
that was really big.
Yeah, so that is really good news for Team Dog. And also, they got some of their big items completed after that. Now Dazzle as well as Clockwork have their Ag Scepters, which they didn't have before that fight started. So 2 things that will go their way. Also Starladder with that Reaver, the sheep stick that we talked about, and even level 3 Necro Book. They got a lot of big items following that fight. So it wasn't all bad, even though certainly not.
Oh, Guanzo backdooring into T1 tower, and if Storm doesn't TP, Storm doesn't have a TP. But
Guanzo. Oh, Doge, great reaction time. Does connect with the hookshot, interrupts with just about 0.1, 0.2 seconds left on that port.
Space created though. That delays their push.
Yeah.
It's not the worst thing in the world. I think that was actually a pretty good choice. Now Spectre can farm his Radiance. He just needs 400 gold. And then AA can also farm his Scepter. He just needs 200 gold. And after that, they still need to wait for the Roshan too, which is still 30 seconds away. So, yeah, I mean, it was pretty feedy, but at the same time, he did get a lot accomplished.
That's very true. When you're on the cusp of those core items, I mean, the difference right now between Spectre having a Radiance and not is absolutely astronomical. And about 100 gold off.
What they need to do is deward this ward, though. If that ward stays up, Spectre or Storm Spirit is going to find the right hero to jump on, and they might lose the fight because of that. I mean, the Clockwork's already in position. Look at him. He's just looking for someone like Willa's right now.
Yep. And he actually has an invisibility rune on right now as well.
Oh, here it goes. 1,400 gold. Spectre, you have done it.
33-minute Radiance. It's been a long time coming, but, well, he's the big breadwinner now.
It could be worse.
Could be much worse. And actually,
it could have been GG.
It's good that Ancient Apparition is close to Ags because that's not an ultimate upgrade to Scoffbout. It really does a big boost once you get the Ags.
Yeah, he needs to like sell his TB skill. I don't know if he's gonna have it in time for this push. He needs like one more creep.
Yeah.
But he's like, what do I do, guys? Do I sell my boots?
Yeah, Roshan did fall right there. That was the 3rd Rosh, so Cheese goes the way of the Starladder, and the Aegis ends up in the inventory of Demon on the Storm Spirit. Pretty reasonable ways to distribute those spoils. I think Storm is probably one of the best Aegis carriers.
Yeah, I'd say so. There he goes. Willis has his upgraded AA ultimate, so this is a good time for Osiris. It's not the greatest because they just got Aegis and Cheese, but still, they finally have their items. And it was a long time coming, but if he hits 4 people with his AA ultimate, they're going to die.
Yeah.
Maybe not Slaughter because he has Heart and BKB, but
still does an absurd amount of damage. And here comes the push. Now there is a glyph available for the Radiant side. First AA ult comes in and it connects with two, Pycat and Demon. Demon will be forced to back up.
He needs like a couple of hits.
Zipping around to try to mitigate some of the damage.
He just got hit by the Forge Spirits.
Oh no, what a great way for this to fight for Osiris.
Oh, now ES almost has his blink too. He has 2150 gold. This is huge.
Oh my god, there's the blink. What perfect timing. Creep spawn, Misery on the front lines. Glyph popped very prematurely.
Oh,
the Echo Slam does a ton of damage right here. Shen will get dropped. Oh no, the Storm Spirit forced to retreat. The Shallow Grave does keep him alive. Now Doge as well as Misery in the front lines. Classic will get dropped, but now Pycat in maybe a little bit of trouble. Ancient Apparition ult is off the mark. Clockwork does fall though. This is going to be a good hold for
He can't cheese
Osiris.
because of the AA ult either.
Oh no, Misery, you're in big trouble. He will fall. What a hold right here. That Echo Slam starts off this fight. Sunstrike finishes off the Dazzle as well. Oh boy, holy Toledo.
What a hold.
Demon, the lone survivor. That was just a disaster for Team Dog from the start, proccing the Aegis with an AA ult and Forge Spirits. Couldn't have started any better. Beautiful Echo Slam.
Yeah, that was huge.
The timing on that Blink Dagger, literally seconds before that Echo was available.
I was watching his goal. It was 2147. I was like, well, that's not good for Team Dog. And now the momentum has swung hugely in favor of Osiris. Now they regain map control, and all they need to do is not get picked off before crucial pushes.
Yeah.
So Team Dog, yeah, they still have map control, but at the same time, they lost the
tower either.
Yeah.
Like, that was just a total disaster across the board. The best thing, the only positive, they forced a buyback out of
Look
Invoker.
at Storm. He's looking for Invoker kill.
Looking for an opening.
He has Yules, though. Like, just get your BKB, man.
Just get your BKB,
Like, what did the Sheep do in that fight?
I don't think he even used it. I mean,
I
maybe
don't
he
think
did,
so
but
either.
like, I mean, Demon was just zoned out that entire fight.
AA ultimate is strong.
Yeah,
with
once you get
the
that Ags
Scepter.
upgrade, holy crap.
That was with uphill vision too, and an Aegis and a cheese.
Yeah.
So that's probably the best hold that you can hope for.
Yeah,
except
it
that
doesn't
Invoker
get
bought
better
back.
than that. Yeah. So let's look at what items were picked up following that. Invoker now has his BOTs. We talked about the Radiance on Spectre, but Sheepstick now picked up on the Nature's Prophet. So that is really a big item. They've been lacking some control, and that will help out quite a bit. It looks like Earthshaker, is he going to go for a pipe here? He's got a headdress.
Here we go. Engage on mid. They need an AA ultimate.
Oh, here we go. Clockwork does get the blade mail off. Actually does a fair bit of return damage to
Look
the
how much
Invoker.
damage he did to him. He's almost dead.
Both of them. That was just slap each other at the same time. Like there's that gif that comes to mind when the two MMA fighters punch each other and both fall down.
Where is the AA ultimate, though? If the AA ultimate connected, he would have died.
Oh, for sure, yeah. It's on cooldown. I don't know what he used it on. Maybe as a scouting tool. Double damage rune here is at the top position, 36-minute rune, and Demon will pick it up. So Demon is actually getting close to his BKB. He's got the Ogre Club, another 1,800, so about 1,100 gold or so, and he'll be able to pick up that
He needed it
recipe.
10 minutes ago.
Yeah, well, I won't argue with you on that front, my friend. Bogged, well, he's got that Necrobook level 3. Hasn't really made any item progression since then. See what he wants to pick up next. How do you feel about Ags on Shen?
It's good.
That's always one that
It's
some
good
people,
late game.
Some people hate it, some people love it.
It's
it takes
so
the
good.
cooldown to 30 seconds.
The 120 to 30, that is just incredible. It's really good for pushing, and Chen is a pusher, so it synergizes very well with his concept as a
The
hero.
biggest criticism that people give it is that 30 seconds is too long for, like, you don't get to use it twice in a fight. But,
Oh, that's true.
yeah.
But some, like, at the tail end of the fight, especially with sustain like Dazzle and stuff, I think it's fine.
You can make it worth it. Who knows if that's what
I mean,
Fog's
they
gonna
could
go
use
for,
a
but-
sheep too, though.
Yeah, another sheep.
I would prefer a sheep this game, but Ags is not bad by any means. It's either sheep. Ooh, Pyke gets caught out.
Whoa, yeah, Dazzle will fall. Classic may pay for it, though. Sheepstick used on the Invoker. This is an engage that's starting from the backside as well. Ancient Apparition gets picked off. Buyback from the AA. Now Invoker taking heavy damage. This is a pretty chaotic exchange here. Storm does secure the kill. It ends up being a 3 for 2, though the Ancient Apparition does buy back. That was weird.
That was weird indeed.
And also
But
the Dazzle buys back, too.
Storm's items are getting to be a big problem. Now he has his BKB. If he just sells one item, sells TP Scroll, he'll have it.
And in that last fight, even though the AA ult stopped the cheese from being useful on Misery, he still has the cheese in the inventory and now has a Heart of Tarrasque. So still has some tools at his disposal. Misery hops forward. No glyph available for the Radiant side, so this tower will take some damage. Meanwhile, down bottom, Guanzo gets picked off solo by Demon. as this push is commencing, though Demon is not joining the push, so it is kind of a 4 versus
This is
4
going to be a
on the
free
base.
Rax. Like, they're not in a position to get echoed.
Invoker's down. He doesn't have buyback available. Guanzo will now buy back to join the party. Guanzo comes in. Misery under heavy fire. Is there an AA ult on him? No. He can pop this cheese to try and survive. Yeah, and there it is. Full health Starladder. Rax still taking some pressure. And Starladder does finish off the Earthshaker. Yeah, this is kind of a disaster here. Invoker, without buyback, is really going to cost him. This will
Yeah,
be a
he
lane
shouldn't have
Rax.
bought back the previous fight.
Yeah.
Just
didn't need to.
Yeah, he did not. He got a kill on Dazzle, but it's not worth it. It's not worth losing a Rax in
Yeah.
5 minutes time because of it.
Still a minute on cooldown here. So that cheese does come in handy. Team Dog now looking a little bit better, momentum shifting back into their favor. They still have a huge golden experience lead now with a lane of Rax down.
Yeah, Osiris is still not strong enough to take fights outside of their base. That was their biggest mistake.
Right.
They were strong enough to defend up the hill when they're all clumped for A ultimate, but not like this.
And Demon hops forward here. Hookshot connects onto Willez. The Orchid comes out as well. AA still has his ult available here, but he's silenced. Can't make much use of it. Spectre gets picked off, though. This is just a terrible exchange here for Osiris.
Buyback.
Spectre will buy back. He haunts in. Misery does get a shallow grave as he's sort of overcommitted here. The Spectre illusion's doing a fair bit of damage, but Misery will have no escape. He falls. Echo Slam comes out. That secures the kill on Chen. Pycat not out of the clear yet. He will fall. Wow, so it ends up being another good hold for Osiris. A 3 for 1 as Spectre did buy back. Maybe a 4 for 1.
Doge is dead too.
Yep, nowhere for Smuggling to go. Wow, this is a very back-and-forth game. What's the buyback situation for the Dire side? They've got one on Chen and one on Starladder, but that is
If
it.
they get the Aegis right now, if it spawns at like 8 minutes to 8:10, then
Oh, Demon. He hops onto Willez. Demon could be in some trouble here. He actually takes a fissure. Will be able to hop
he
back.
didn't have BKB there. That was so risky.
Yeah, he's not out of the clear yet. Sheepstick, AA ultimate. This is going to be a dead Storm Spirit.
Classic Jimmy.
Classic Jimmy.
Does he need to do that? Okay, this is. I mean, why does he do these unless he wants to lose?
I mean, I can't think of any reason why that would. I mean,
Oh
14
my
members
goodness.
dead. There's no support coming. You know, there's no like hand of God to back you up.
If he had BKB, he could have done it.
But still, I mean, at best, you grab a kill on a support. It's just risk and return, not worth it, man. Just simply not
Jimmy,
worth
that's
it.
not in his vocabulary.
That's not, risk and return. Jimmy's not a stats guy.
No, he does not know what risk is.
Expected value. Oh boy.
See, if Roshan were up right now, they would be in a very bad position. But
Yeah, it's another minute.
luckily, it isn't. So it's a 9-minute 40-second respawn instead of what like could potentially be disaster, like 8 minutes to 8:15 is probably.
Oh, Misery. He's going to blink forward. Throws the amp, but will not pursue. Tornado. He's going to throw that Starladder up in the air.
Tickles his HP.
Yeah, just tickles the Starladder.
Well,
Makes
now
him
Spectre
dizzy.
doesn't have buyback. So if they jump, Spectre doesn't have buyback. So if they jump Spectre, it's game over.
Actually, Spectre and AA both have buyback on cooldown, and there are a few on cooldown on the Dire side. Dazzle as well as... oh no, Nature's Prophet is on Osiris. Osiris have 3 on cooldown, actually. It's only the Earthshaker and the Invoker that are available via timer.
Man, he is playing out far, man. This is scary. I would not want to be him in that position. If he gets his Manta, though, he can bait a jump and BKBs, and then they can win the team fight. So he really needs that Manta style.
Yeah. Well, BKB up on the Invoker. He's starting to get a little bit more powerful. I think pulling for buyback, though, is a priority at this point.
Starladder and the rest of Team Dog are eyeing Roshan right now. This is a big one. Another Aegis cheese. But, I mean, last time they failed with Aegis cheese, but this time they have 1 Rax down, so they can just push up through mid so that they don't have to deal with that. Oh, they know.
Our Radiant side, yeah, they'll smoke up. They'll throw the AA ulti. And it will do a fair bit of damage, connects with Pycat and Misery.
Yeah, he has Frostbite on him, and he has Heart, but he's sitting at half HP. This could be really bad for him.
It certainly could. Smoke coming in, pops forward, blink from the Earthshaker, uses the Echo Slam straight away. Fissure to follow up. Oh, Pycat takes a lot of damage. He throws out the Shadow Grave on himself. Earthshaker will be the first to fall, but Fog goes down shortly after. Mech and Hand of God still off cooldown. That's a huge pick. They grab the Clockwork as well. This is looking great for Osiris. They now move into the Roche Pit. Misery is able to hop up. He reinitiates. And Patsol in big trouble. That is a dead Spectre. Clockwork is now bought back. They'll actually clean up the Invoker as well. And now Guanzo stuck inside the pit. He's in big trouble. This will be a hold for Team Dog. I thought Osiris were going to be able to take it.
It was because Starladder was out of the fight.
Yeah.
And then he came back in. And then
Wow. So they'll secure Roshan, and this actually could be a GG push right here. A lot of these heroes still on buyback cooldown. And just look at these respawn timers. 70 seconds, 90 seconds on that Nature's Prophet. I think they can just go straight for bottom.
Yep.
Yeah, we see the call right there. See that line.
Well, they do have a little bit of time. AA Ultimate is back up in 2 seconds. If he just, like, nukes this wave down, I don't know. It could be pretty bad. Well, they're just going to go through mid.
Yeah,
and
no.
Spectre has a cheese. There's no way an AA and an ES can defend against a Starladder with BKB heart.
Slardar with cheese.
Yeah, Starladder with BKB heart and cheese. 3,600 HP. Like, good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck, buddy.
Radiant's bottom tower
Good luck.
is under attack.
And there's the AA Ultimate, and Misery, he's not even going to try to dodge it. He'll just take it. A-OK, and this tower is in big trouble. There is actually a glyph available for Osiris. They'll burn it.
Radiant structures
I think
are
this is
They need to wait 25 seconds until Spectre revives, 25 seconds until AA Ultimate. They can make a stand at the last racks, and that is if they lose that, it's going to be game. Nature's Prophet, his buyback is cooled down in 3 seconds too, so although he has 35 seconds, they need to make
Radiant's
one
bottom
more
barracks are
Yeah.
defend.
under attack.
No Echo Slam right now, though, for another
Radiant's
20
bottom
seconds.
barracks
AA
are
ulti coming up in 5 with 2 lanes of racks down, though, looking pretty grim. It was looking
Radiant's
like
bottom
Osiris could
barracks
grind their
is
way back
falling.
to a victory. But,
Oh, they're going to back off.
wow.
Wow. So that means next time they fight, they're probably going to have to deal with Osiris' buybacks.
Yeah. The only one still on cooldown is the Spectre coming up in about 30 seconds here. So you're absolutely right. Clockwork will be actually the one that won't
Oh,
be
it's
able
the
to
fake
fight back.
back. They have this ward in their base.
Oh, here we go. BKB Storm Spirit. He zips forward. Misery hops forward as well. Patsol was the target of choice, but actually Sword Arrow will get turned around on AA ulti. He's now stuck inside of the trees.
He's gonna shatter after.
Yep.
Oh, well, he got sent back home, but yeah.
Oh.
Shatter.
Still will die to the shatter. And now they'll press outwards. Now that Slardar's dead, they can feel a little bit more safe. Guanzo teleports forward. Fogged in big trouble. Nowhere for him to go. He has a Ghost Scepter. No Force Staff. Just going to move into the corner. He'll try to hide his eyes under the
3
trees.
heroes died.
Wow. This is a ridiculous
That was a
back and forth game one.
ridiculously nice sheep. If Misery popped his BKB when Demon had, he would have survived, but he got hit by everything.
Yep. So Demon does have an invisibility rune on. Still has the Aegis in tow. Will hop down bottom looking for a solo kill on this Invoker. Support is not nearby. The remainder of Osiris are in the mid lane. And this Invoker will be destined to fall. Doge hops forward as well, uses that hook shot to secure the kill. And
He
they
has
pick
no
off the
buyback.
Invoker.
That's a pretty big kill.
Yeah, certainly was. They needed something to create space because they're going to push straight up the mid lane. And I don't think Storm and Clockwork can defend against these 4 by themselves.
That's okay. They can just
Dire's
pressure the
middle
T-Force.
tower is
Yep.
under attack. Radiant's courier
And, oh, he
has
picks off the
been
Courier
killed.
as well. Nice. Jimmy?
Well, he does have BKB and he has Aegis, so he tries to zip, but he doesn't actually zip down. He doesn't have any mana left. If he still had his TP up on Nature's Prophet.
Oh, the AA ultimate.
Oh my
Demon,
goodness.
He's going to throw away the Aegis here. He's going to shatter. There's no way around it.
He can BKB, but he's still dead.
Wow.
Okay, now if he doesn't BKB, he's gonna die. Or actually, oh,
Yep,
yeah.
there's the BKB. He zips forward. He wants a kill. He's going for the Earthshaker. And realizes he can't make it happen.
Classic Jimmy.
Oh, man.
I'm pretty sure like 95% of Storm players would just BKB and zipped out, but he's like, no, I'm gonna use my sheep. I'm gonna get some damage on ES just cause I can. Oh my goodness, Jimmy is a hilarious player to watch, though.
Oh, man. He really does make it interesting. He likes to make those plays that others won't. Flashy play style is an appropriate descriptor, I think.
Oh, now he might have his Bloodstone, so he can do stuff like this. Yep, there he goes.
Yep. Bloodstone up on Storm. Now Slardar has picked up an Assault Kuros after that Heart of Taraz. This Slardar is pretty darn fat right now. 3.5k HP, 29 armor, hitting for 200 in auto attack without the minus armor.
Minus 25 with Amp.
Yeah, that's pretty serious here.
Yeah, everyone's gonna be sitting like way in the red territory with that Amp and ACR.
Yeah. Now, one item that I will question here on the side of Osiris is this Earthshaker. He went for the Blink, and now he's working on a mech after Blink. 49
Armor, man.
minutes in, and still saving up for the recipe.
I would just save it for a ghost at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think a mech is that useful here at this juncture.
It's somewhat useful if you need a push, and they have like spammy spells, so you need the creeps alive. But like, it's So.
Yeah. Invoker now with an Ultimate Orb in the inventory, probably looking for Sheepstick if he can get there. And Nature's Prophet will start transitioning to a little bit more of a hard carry, now going for the Crystallis following the Orchid, Sheepstick, and Force Staff. So they do need a little bit more damage. I understand the transition there. This is a long game one. 45 minutes in, 34-34. This is only game one of this best-of-3 series, guys. Remember, the winner will secure a slot into the next round of the qualifiers, completing this first tournament in the Starladder American qualifiers. And the loser knocked down the loser's bracket for another chance to battle their way back. A lot on the line in this series. And these teams came to play. Can't ask for much more than this in a game one, Merlini.
Yeah, you knew this was going late, though, with ES and AA on one team and Spectre also on that team, and then Team Dog having that advantage. It's going to end late. If Osiris had the lead early, they could close it out. But with the way their lineup is, it's not geared towards winning early.
Yeah.
Goldgraph. Let's see that bad boy. 9,000. There's been a lot of buybacks, so it's really difficult to tell.
Yeah. The experience graph is a little bit more interesting. That thing is all over the place. Squiggles up and down. That sort of shows how these team fights have gone. One side gets wiped, and the other back and forth. That's happening.
Net worth chart's pretty close. The big loser is Spectre. He's number 5.
Yeah, that's true. His farm is, unfortunately, after he got the Radiance, they've just been stuck inside their base, turtled up. They've got racks down, so Pat Soul can't really use that Radiance farming tool to the
He has a
best of his
huge
ability.
item in his stash, though. The Spectre.
Yeah.
Check it out.
That pooled Tango, just hanging onto it, a trophy for good luck.
GG Tangos.
I actually do that too. When people pull me Tangos, I just put them in the bank and let them sit there because, why not?
Just let him rot.
Yeah, just let it rot. Yeah.
I just drop in a fountain, so it makes your fountain nice and green. It really bugs me having that stash tab up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Ugh. Extra HUD. Oh, AA ulti will connect with Fog. Just look at how much damage this does. AA, is he level? Yeah, level 16. This is a level 3 ultimate with the Ag Scepter.
This is going to be Roshan number 5.
Yeah, big Roche.
And I believe everybody has buyback on the side of Dire. That's important. Actually, Storm does not. Starladder does, and that's about it. Those are the important heroes.
But that AAL literally takes Fog down to half health. He was at full, went down to half. It's insane how much damage it does because it cancels regen.
Well, Pika has BKB too. Everybody has BKBs except for poor Fogged.
Yeah, you're right. 4 BKBs. He's got a Ghost Scepter though, so he's got something to help survive. But yeah, he's actually got 2,200 gold in the bank. Fogged is working towards another item.
Finally, Radiant has sentryed their base though. That's really important because they cannot give them vision. They cannot get a clean BKB initiate with Storm and Star both jumping an important target like Invoker. So it's really important that they keep those up.
Yeah, definitely right about that. What's really important for Team Dog is making sure Chen doesn't fall before he uses his mech and Hand of God. And that last team fight around the Roche Pit, that was one of the great things from Osiris, that they were able to shut down Fog. And those are two big abilities that can turn a team fight. So Chen is a good target to try and lock down. But now with the Ghost Scepter, I reckon that'll be a little more difficult.
I reckon indeed.
Whoa, what'd I miss?
And Jimmy uses half his HP to jump on illusions. Classic Jimmy play again.
Hey, he's got a cheese. He's feeling all right.
Oh, Jimmy.
Guanzo.
Dog's gonna get picked off here.
Oh no, Fog, you are just way too far forward, my friend. He pops the mech, but now Guanzo comes in. That's an easy kill on the Chen. The opposite of what Team Dog need to do right now. Shen, does he have a buyback available? Yes, he does. Doesn't want to burn it if he doesn't have to, but still has it nonetheless.
They've been really good with the force staffs. Remember Pat Soul, he got sheeped out, and then he got double force staffed in, and that's what led to them winning the prior engagement, with Starladder getting sheeped instantly after that. So they're very vigilant about that, and that's pretty much the only way they can save someone from the blink and the storm zip in with a double BKB sheep initiate. So they have to do that again.
Dazzle's BKB up following that Ags. Interesting. We got Team Power Treads over here on the Dire. 4 Power Treads and 1 Arcane Boots.
So 3 heroes are without buyback at this point. That is the Clockwork, the Dazzle, as well as the Earthshaker. And nobody has Boots of Travel, so even if they do buyback, it's going to be some time before they get back in the fight.
Guanzo gets initiated on by Jimmy. BKB popped by the Storm. He doesn't have the damage to finish off Guanzo. The Fissure doesn't connect with the stun, but they still get the Sheep off. Yules comes out. I think Jimmy is destined to fall, and he does. Now Starladder initiates. BKB's popped aplenty. In comes the hookshot as well onto Willez. Clockwork taking a lot of damage in return. There's an Echo Slam. Actually doesn't do a hell of a lot. Ancient Apparition falls. Will buy back straight away. Spectre now joining the fray. Nature's Prophet also gets picked. He'll buy back as well. Dazzle finally falls. Misery is still alive, but he's taking a lot of damage. One Deafening Blast will be enough to secure the kill. What a hold from Osiris right here. They burn 2 buybacks, but they kill 4 on the Dire.
Wow. And that was through the Aegis and the Cheese, too. So
Did they burn both of them? Wow, they did.
Yep. So now, I mean, Team Dog can still push if they kill one of those heroes, like Guanzo or AA is not that important. But if they kill Guanzo, and then they can just buy back and power through, so they can have like 10 lives there, potentially.
This is where things get scary. Look at Spec, 5,000 gold sitting in bank collecting interest.
Oh, Roshan's up again. If Radiant does this right now, Starladder's not going to be up for the fight, and he's going to have to buy back.
This could be huge. There's a Dire Courier.
They did lose the last fight, though, at Roshan, so I don't know if they're going to be tempted to do it. But at the same time, are they really going to give another one a Dire?
They just don't have vision, though. I'm not sure if they realize that Roche is up. There are Chen creeps, as well as the Dire Courier just scouting it out, waiting. That is an adorable Courier as well.
Arnabus?
Arnabus, is that his name?
Yep, Arnabus.
Cutie little bunny. Wow. So this is still kind of anyone's game for the taking. 2 lanes of racks down. I'd normally say, that's rough to come back from, but Osiris are showing us what late game Spectre is all about. What are you thinking for the next item for Spectre? What does he need here? He'll answer that question for us as he spent that gold.
What are you spending on?
It is a Reaver. You're right. It will be a heart.
He needs a heart. Heart's the obvious choice here because their BKBs are pretty low, so Dispersion is going to do a lot of damage, and he needs to be able to survive. If he gets a Butterfly, it doesn't matter because he'll get hexed. So he needs the HP, and after that you can get Butterfly. Because their BKBs, or he will hopefully survive through the Hex, so that the evasion can come into play. But he spent all his gold. It's all in for the Spectre.
Yeah. Let's see. How much does he have? Yeah, wow.
100 gold.
Literally all the gold.
It's going to be like maybe like 6 minutes before farms his buyback. Maybe like 4 or 5 if he farms well. But against these powerful creeps that give less gold, it's not going to be fast. So I don't think that Team Dog knows that, though. I think they've been playing very safely all game, though. So Spectre making that active decision is not something that Team Dog will expect. They'll expect that he has heart as well as that.
Well, Roshan is now under attempt from the Dire side. They will move straight into the pit. That amplify damage makes Roche pretty easy to take down.
And a DD.
I think.
Oh no, he looks like a DD.
He's just blue. He's standing on top of a remnant.
Yeah, I was like, that looks like a DD to me. But he's the amp.
Roche falling quickly here. Tornado comes in. This will buy them some time. If they want to initiate, they have to do it basically now. Nature's Prophet ultimate flies. And there's the Spectre ulti. Dire has finished off the Roshan. Aegis comes, and it will go to the inventory of the Storm Spirit. Now the engage commences. BKB's popped by pretty much everyone that has one. Willez will be the first to fall as he gets caught in cogs, as will the Earthshaker. And Invoker in some trouble. Will put himself into Yules. Guanzo trying to stand his ground. BKB on, right-clicking away, but he just doesn't have enough damage. He will fall. A lot of low-health heroes on the side of the Dire.
GG.
A couple of them get taken out, but it just doesn't matter. GG, well played from Classic.
That was a decent shot. They could have waited to defend against a base too, against an Aegis cheese. I think it would have been better, slightly better though. But both of their chances of either winning the Roshan fight or winning a base against the Aegis or and the cheese is just not a good position. So I think they took the worst of the two evils. I think it was worst choice to defend that, but I think eventually Team Dog would have been able to break their base, especially since they all had buyback BOTN. Burn through Guanzo's buyback, and that's it.
Yeah, it was sort of a Hail Mary effort towards the end, but a pretty close game. That was an
valiant
epic
effort.
best of one. A valiant effort, a good way to put it. Again, Clockwork made a lot of plays happen. I think he's a high priority ban, maybe first or second pick material coming up later in
I think
series.
they can ban him second phase.
You think so?
They didn't need they banned Rasta and Luna were 2 second phase bans, and Luna can't outcarry a Spectre, and she also can't gank like the way the Starladder did, and they were going for a more gank lineup than a more pushy lineup. So that's the thing about Team Dog. They go for more aggressive lineups, and for Team Radiant they go for more passive lineups. So they need to ban out the aggressive heroes so they can play passively and farm up.
Team Radiant,
Team Radiant, whatever.
Team Radiant. Well, they like the Radiant, so it was an appropriate name. They get Radiants more often than they don't. The big problem was that Spectre just got shut down so hard early on. That was one thing that Team Dog did really well. By the time he got the Radiants, you get that item on Spectre because it worked well with the illusions, but it also is a farming tool. It lets you just skyrocket your farm. And once he got the Radiants, they were already turtled in the base. They had no map control, and he eventually got a heart, but it took him, what, 30 minutes, 25 minutes after getting the Radiance. That's really not
They could have
effective
used
farming.
a playmaker on either the mid or the offlane hero. Like, both of them went Midas's, both of them farmed up, and Spectre just wasn't able to do anything. The previous game that they played Naga, they had 4 heroes creating space with Spectre farming, or Naga farming, either or. It's the same thing. And they just didn't have enough space creation. So I think they went a little bit away from what normally works for them, but a lot of it has to do with the good bans, too.
Yeah, that's very true. So we'll see. That was only game 1 of this best of 3 series, guys. We are in the winners bracket finals, and let's actually have the bracket here just so we can take a quick look at it. And Osiris versus Team Dog is where we are. The winner of this will secure one of the 2 seats to move on to the actual America portion of Starladder Season 9, and then the losers bracket is where we'll be later on in the upcoming days, where the winner of that will be the 2nd seat. So stick with us, guys. Plenty more Dota 2 action coming your way here on the Dota Starladder English channel, presented by Beyond the Summit.